Amartian.
Well, we had used a producer through the first 3 records, I guess, and then Ron Aniello, another kind of writer-producer on Longfall and who we are instead, and Good Monsters.
And Good Monsters. He was
involved. He was kind of partially involved in some of the song arranging and stuff, but at the end of the day, it was still the 4 of us kind of in the studio hashing it out with some really talented rhythm section over the years. And I think with the 2 years we spent writing for this new record, 2 years writing all these songs, it felt like it wasn't enough maybe to just go back into the studio then as the 4 of us as we had previously done, but to continue to submit what we'd come up with and felt like was pretty good to someone else to kind of take and own and bring to a new space. And Tucker Martine, producer of Decemberist, My Morning Jacket, Nico Case, Beth Orton, all these artists that we really appreciate and look up to, took an interest in the songs, and he just pays attention is the best way I can describe it. He pays attention. He's thoughtful, I do think people can do amazing things on their own. I don't suggest that that's not possible for someone to just paint an awesome picture or write a great song. But what I've found in our creative unit, I think, and we all to some degree have found, is that when we get together and when we submit what we think is our power, that we each can compel and bring the best out of each other. We can compel each other to great things, and essentially with Tucker, it was just that, and then some. Someone that was listening and heard something beyond what we saw, and heard in the moment to, elevate it.
I think as we were preparing for this record too, I think the question sort of in the room, whether we were paying attention or not, is sort of like, well, why do it again? We've like,
it's been a good run.
Like was said earlier, in the world of bands, we've certainly overachieved. We've stuck around longer than most. We've made more records than most. We've done more than most bands, even really great ones get a chance to do. And so I think the record really did start with us wrestling, sort of like what's left in the room? Is there more, are there more songs that need to be written? And I think we began to sort of trust the notion that, there was a season where the 4 of us, we had done some creative work outside the band, and we keep we each individually kept coming back to the creative unit, just kind of going, man, there's just something, there's just the potential for something truly great that's different than anything else we've ever experienced creatively, and I think so. So I feel like the record sort of started with this sense of, okay, let's try to set ourselves up to make the greatest one we've been able to make. Let's do something, as good or better than anything we've done up to this point. Or let's set the table for that possibility to happen. And so I think that's why we spent 2 years writing. So we're like, okay, let's not rush the writing process, and let's collaborate. Let's find the best people we could possibly find to collaborate with. And it was all, again, sort of just predicated by that sense of we were trying to do something truly remarkable. Otherwise, because at the end of the day, we weren't just that interested in just kind of churning another one out. Because like I said earlier, we've made enough records, So if it's not going to be something remarkable to us, then then how remarkable could it be to anyone else? So.
And we left Nashville, which we haven't done in a while, which I think was a pretty important part of the process. So in a way, sort of like leave your tools at home and go exploring or hunting, And Tucker sort of called us out. We went out to Portland, and it was, Matt says it was an immersive experience, but we really just went as a band and got to just be a band 100% of the time. When we're recording in town, we wear a lot of different hats, especially for producing, and business hats and dads and husbands and, a lot of things that do eat up the day. And we went out to Portland and just were a band for 3 or 4 weeks and really got to kind of dive in head first and find this record and unpack it.
But I think now to see people's reactions, visceral reactions.
People
20 years later.
have really strong feelings about whether or not Christians should date. Apparently,
Yeah.
very strong feelings.
mingle, really.
Or mingle at all.
Mingling,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
I kissed mingling goodbye personally. It was something
Yeah.
I'm not mingling.